Hello, I'm Helen, owner of Catisfactions Glass Gallery. I often receive compliments on my photos, and while I don't claim to be perfect, I do hope that this short tutorial might be of help to you as you try and improve your photographs after you get them to your computer. This is the image I'm going to begin with today, but before we start, I'd like to show you another program that, unlike Photoshop, is free. It's called GIMP, G-I-M-P, and it comes as a free download, and it has nearly all the same features that Photoshop has, so it's quite useful if you can't afford the Photoshop program. We're going to begin here by brightening up this gray background and trying to make the brooch pop a little from the image. So we'll go to Images and Adjustments and Levels. We bring in the lighter side of the levels to brighten up that image, and then we bring in the darker side too, so that the brooch pops from the background. Now you can use auto levels if you want, but I find they're a little unpredictable, and that doing it manually by hand is a lot better. Next, we want to crop out some of this erroneous background and give the image a border. We use the crop tool here, and if you right click you can choose an elliptical tool if you want, but I prefer the square one. And we are going to draw around this with the square. Now I like to do a border, so before I put my square in, I come up here and I choose 8 pixels on the feathering. You might need more or less depending on the size of your image, but I find 8 works for me. Next, we're going to crop this image, and you'll see it saved that 8 pixels around the edge that we can turn into a border. So we're going to come up here to select, and we'll select the inverse so we just have the border selected. And then we'll come down here to the color palette and make sure we have the right color in as the background. As this image has a light background, I'm going to use the black border. Next, we come up to the top to edit, and we choose cut to cut out that border so we just see the black background around the edge. Now there's one final step before we finish this picture. It's just a little finishing touch I like to do. We come up here to filter and down to sharpen and choose unsharp mask. Now this is just going to put a little extra oomph into the details. You can use this bar here to go for a smaller amount or a larger amount, but try not to go too far up here. I like to be somewhere within this kind of range. And if you click on the preview here, you can see the original, and then after you've applied the unsharp mask. As you can see, we've got a much nicer, brighter image here. And if we reduce this, we can compare it with another original that I have in the background. You can see there's a massive difference between those two images. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope it taught you a few things and can help you on your way.